I'm a millennial.
And I'm a millennial.
And I'm a millennial.
I'm a millennial.
And I'm a millennial.
I am a millennial.
Somebody's lying.
If the group eliminates the mole, they split the cash prize.
If the mole isn't eliminated, they take home the full cash prize.
Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. What year was everybody born? Easy.
Yeah, I'm 89.
88.
You're 89 years old?
88.
No. I was born in 89.
My bad.
1988.
I was born in 95.
95.
97.
97.
Cutting it close there, Angel. Cutting it close. Is that
96, I was conceived.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Still counts.
I got you.
What was your favorite toy growing up?
Tamagotchi. Do you even know what Tamagotchi is?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're younger. That's too new for us, you know?
Oh my God.
Mine was a Rubik's Cube.
I was more of a gamer, so I mostly played the Nintendo 64.
I say a yo-yo.
I was outside riding my bike.
My favorite was Sega Genesis.
So I don't know if anyone ever actually grew up watching like cartoons or anything, but what's a good show that y'all grew up on?
SpongeBob.
See, mine was all that.
All that.
Yes.
Looney Tunes.
I was thinking Billy Mandy. Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls.
Yes.
During the Adventures of Billy Mandy.
What about Kenan and Kel? I don't know if y'all ever watched that.
That's not a cartoon, so you know, that's why I didn't say that.
That's just
I would have said that for sure.
Cartoon-wise, I say Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
For sure. I was gonna say Powerpuff Girls.
That's a good one too.
Dragon Ball was a good one too.
That's an anime.
Technically a cartoon still though.
No, it's an OG anime.
So I asked about different shows and video games that the others watched because I feel like that was the highlight of that era because most shows nowadays don't really match, I guess, the quality of what was back then.
I had some questions. Like I was thinking, like music-wise, who did you listen to?
See,
Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson.
I was rocking with Genuine and SWV.
I was an Eminem guy.
Okay.
Busta Rhymes.
Back in the day, I liked the Spice Girls.
Nirvana.
Yo, this is my killer, okay?
Solid choice.
How did you get music back in the day?
Mine was on, y'all remember Lime Green?
LimeWire.
LimeWire? Yeah,
LimeWire.
Lime Green, LimeWire.
Napster.
Through the VHS, the cassette, Walkman.
I had my Discman. I used to walk around with.
Did you burn your own CDs?
And then
Sure did.
MP3.
I was gonna say I had CDs.
But how'd you get the music for the CDs?
At Walkman. Well, they were more like bought for me.
Walmart. They sell them on Walmart.
Illegally downloaded on the internet.
That's the right answer. That's the only answer. That's the only right answer.
True, with the AOL system.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of, what were a good, I don't know if anybody remember MySpace.
No,
Of course.
never had one.
What were one of your names that you had on MySpace?
Mine was Lerret, Lerrett. That didn't mean nothing, but
Okay, I don't remember any MySpace names, but my AOL chat screen name, I like created this code language with my best friend, and so we put like A equals Z and like did the whole alphabet backwards, and that was my name in our code language. That was my screen name when I was in like 6th grade.
so it was gibberish.
Uh-huh.
Got it.
I still remember how to spell it though.
Oh.
My AOL one was weirdo spelled wrong with the I in front of the E, and then the number 4, and then Danny.
Wait, is that not how you spell weirdo? I don't know. It's E before I?
I think it's E before I believe. Weird, yeah.
Okay. Right.
I was a weird kid, so mine was Flame Eagle 96. That's a
real Xbox game tag right there.
So for the first round, we actually have a tie between Ace, Jesse, and Angel. You guys get 30 seconds each to state your case as to why they should believe that you're not the mole.
I was an old school geek. I never really hung around with most people my age. You would mostly find me off on the sidewalk playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards with my siblings. I was either in the house watching anime or playing on that Nintendo 64.
Looks can be deceiving. I know I look like a baby.
Same.
But, you know what I mean? They're way there, born in 89, so you do the math.
And I know I'm the shortest, but it doesn't matter.
All right, we're gonna just do raising the hands. If you believe Ace is the mole, raise your hand now. Okay, we got 2, 3. All right, if you're voting Jesse, raise your hand. Got 2. If you're voting Angel, raise your hand. All right, Ace, you were voted out for the first round.
The person I think was least questionable in the first round was Hillary, because when Ace said lime green instead of lime wire, she was the one to correct him.
Okay, I have a good one.
All right.
When the year changed from 1999 to 2000, it was a big deal. So what did you do on New Year's Eve, 1999, going into 2000?
I was 4 years old, so whatever 4-year-olds do at midnight, sleep.
Okay.
Same, sleep.
Yeah, I didn't get to do much.
Oh, come on, Dan.
He was 2. So.
I was at home.
I was with my parents, but we had a big party. Even though I was like, what? I don't remember, 8 or something, but we had a party.
Like, what was a dance move that you were doing around that time that you knew you had no business doing?
The Dougie in elementary school.
Carlson.
For me, it was the crybaby.
I
No
have
business.
no answer to that.
The electric slide.
No, a dance move that you had no business doing, though.
The electric slide.
Hammer time.
Look up for this.
Hey, stop.
This is still good.
Fair.
Hammer time. I think the mole is in their lineup. I'm between 2 people. So we'll see how this turns out.
Okay, what was your first model of cell phone?
Nokia.
Nokia.
Mine was an LG chocolate.
It was one of those slide phones that when you flipped it up, it had the buttons on it to text.
It's a Motorola something.
I had the original Motorola, like the
The Razor?
Razor. No, not the flip phone, the before that. The one with the little circle and the game, the little snail. That.
Mine was like prepaid or something. They had their own phones.
Or was it track phone?
Something like that.
One of those.
Yeah.
What about cars?
Cars.
Your family car?
Like first car. What was your first car?
My first car was a Volkswagen Beetle.
Mine was an 07 Honda Civic.
Mine was a 2000 Volkswagen Beetle.
My family didn't have a car. So no.
I didn't have a car, but you would catch me playing behind the seats in this 94 Chevy truck parked in our yard because our uncle used to leave it there whenever it didn't work.
No.
You'd always find me behind the wheel, pretending like I was driving.
I remember my mom's Honda Odyssey. The big old sliding door vans.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had an 86 Suzuki Samurai. That was my first car.
Those are cute.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so awesome.
Was it manual?
Yeah.
Yes, that was my Beetle.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, that's another one. Can you drive a stick?
Yeah, that-
Who can drive a stick?
Oh, see, weakness.
Who can drive a stick? Who can drive a stick? No.
I tried to learn, but no matter how much I practice, I can never get it down.
I'll
I
teach you.
tried to.
We got
My
you.
mom parked me on a hill and said, "Don't roll back into the lake." That's how I learned how to drive a stick.
So what did you guys use before cell phones were invented?
See, I don't know about y'all, but I had AOL.
it was AOL and then random chat rooms on the internet.
Yes.
So the reason that I ask why did you guys use before phones were created is because I was used to running as a kid and knocking on doors and playing ball, frozen tag. So that's what we did before phones.
We had the house phone.
Yeah, I forgot about
We had
this.
the house phone with the.
With a wire?
And they would say like, "Hey, is your sister home?" And you know, you had to like go find them.
I had Windows 98.
Yeah. I'm on the phone. Yeah. Oh, that was fun. I forgot about all that. So I'm very familiar with answering machines. I always felt like it was embarrassing having to listen to a message from your friends in front of your whole family. And the other way around, when I would leave a message on my friend's answering machine, I knew that their whole family would hear it. So it was very much like, hey, this message is for Abby, just have her call me back.
Listening to siblings' phone calls
Yeah.
on the second,
Mom's on the phone.
second line.
Your sister, your brother.
What about GPS though? How did you get around without your smartphone?
You hopped on a bike and you rode around the neighborhood.
Okay.
Ask. You ask.
Oh, definitely a bike. And if I didn't know where I was going, I asked my parents where I was going, or I asked anybody who I know has been in that area.
I definitely started riding the bus at 14, 13 probably.
Other than that, it was an adventure.
For the long
If I got
distance,
lost, I
my
got
parents
lost.
had a Garmin, like just a
Okay.
standalone GPS that sat in the car, plugged into the cigarette lighter.
I had a book map.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had
I had a book map
like
in
a
my
paper
car.
atlas.
Yeah, it was literally like spiral
Yeah,
binder,
yeah,
like
yeah.
flipping through
Yeah.
in the areas. That's
Also,
how
like,
I got around. Yeah.
As old as Yellow Pages.
I delivered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yellow
I
Pages.
delivered pizza when I was younger, so I had that map in my car.
Second person to be voted out is Jesse. All right.
So I voted for the same person the second time, even though they were eliminated, because I felt like that's who the mole was. So that's why I voted for him the first time, and the second time my answer didn't change.
Raise your hand if you think the vote was voted out. Looks like we still have one person that's second guessing that, so we're gonna move on to the third round.
Did you guys ever make collect calls?
I don't know what that is.
Did you make collect calls?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I was on the payphone and you're like,
Yeah.
hey mom, I'm ready to come get
Yeah,
me.
exactly,
And then
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Definitely payphone.
But when you did the collect call, you had like a 5-second window to say your name, to tell them who was calling, and then they could choose to answer the call or not.
Oh yeah,
you-
this
in
is
that-
like prison.
Yeah.
had to
Yeah.
accept the call. Just like
All right.
just you had to
Yeah.
accept the call.
Probably done it, yes.
Yeah.
What about pagers?
I never had a pager.
I never had a pager.
Very familiar. with
Pager.
it.
Oh, that's the little, like a beeper.
Yeah.
I had a beeper,
Did you?
Yeah.
but
Was there something
that's
specific that you like you put in it to like say something to somebody? Like specific numbers, any patterns, nothing?
Yo,
I
call me.
think it was like hashtag or asterisk something. I don't remember what it was.
What did everybody want to be when they grew up?
I mean, at what age? Elementary school, middle school, or
12.
high school? Okay.
Middle school. That's middle school, right?
Yeah, I wanted to be an architect.
I didn't have middle school.
Okay, when you were 12? What did you want to be when
That's
you grew
high
up?
school for me. So I was thinking probably a teacher.
I just want to help people. I didn't have specifics. I just knew I wanted to help people.
I really loved telescopes back then and the microscopes, just playing around with the cells and anything that you can find out there, like dirt. That was
What about
like
you?
a toy for me.
Mine was always attorney.
Attorney?
Yeah, and then my dad opened the Yellow Pages, and there were 16 pages of attorneys. And I went, that sounds difficult.
Yeah.
I don't really want to do that anymore.
Oh,
I mean, it was probably a cop or something like that for me, like civil servant type.
did you guys ever travel before? Like when I was a kid?
My parents were in the military, so I spent 5 years in Germany.
I traveled before 9/11. I traveled when my parents could walk all the way to the
Exactly.
gate. Yeah, without having to.
Yep.
Yeah.
I traveled within the U.S. to Florida and back. I grew up in Massachusetts.
I didn't grow up here, so just travel within Colombia.
If you took a time like to hang out with your friends, like my parents would drop me off at the mall, and we would stay there for like, it would be like, okay, at 6 o'clock we're gonna pick you up. Okay, if you had a mall day with your friends, which stores were you shopping at?
Hot Topic.
We don't do that in Colombia.
Okay.
They didn't do that. We literally play with marbles as a team and just do them around.
I mean, obviously Spencer's and Hot Topic were like the big ones.
Especially when your parents weren't there.
Oh,
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
sneak
Yeah.
into the back of Spencer's. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was did you guys have like a signal that it's time to come home if you were out and about in the neighborhood?
forgot about this.
Because we had a big old bell.
My dad
you would-
put one up too.
that you would
yeah.
ring and it's
I forgot
okay.
about that.
Everybody go home.
Yep.
My signal was my mom yelling out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's as good as any.
I just did what I wanted.
Well,
I grew up in the woods. Nobody was around, so we just did what we wanted. There was no
sounds fun.
signal. I just came home when I wanted to. Usually right when it was getting dark.
yeah.
All right, the final person to be voted out is Angel. Oh, man.
This is
So, who thinks the mole has been voted out? Raise your hand. Okay, all right. Angel's still alive. All right, so we're gonna have the mole step forward in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That was my last vote. He was my last vote. I was kind of surprised, but not really. I became suspicious a little bit of Aaron after the last round.
I had a suspicion. 10 out of 10. I knew it was Aaron, but I was saving it for last. The shaved head was throwing me off.
Hey guys,
You were my last vote. You were absolutely my last vote.
I'm Aaron. I was born in the year 2000. The way that I tricked everybody is that I have an older sister. Shout out Sarah. I just pretended I was her and answered every question as if I was her for music. I remember getting in 2008 an 80 gig iPod Classic. That's how I think I really tricked everybody, is because I do have some niche millennial knowledge up here.